Picture the nicest house you have walked through all year. Fresh paint, new floors, a beautiful open kitchen, and a big, bright bonus room off the back that the last owners clearly just finished. It feels done. It feels move-in ready. You are already picturing your furniture in it, and that gorgeous finished room off the back might be the single most expensive mistake you will ever sign your name to. Because after 20 years on the closing side of real estate, the title, the escrow, the paperwork most buyers never see, I can tell you the prettiest renovation in the house is often the one nobody was allowed to do. Today, I am going to show you the one thing to check before you buy any renovated home, why it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, and exactly how to check it yourself in about 10 minutes. Stick to the end, because I will show you how to use what you find to get the seller to pay for it instead of you. The one thing is this: the permit history. Every serious piece of work on a house, an addition, a converted garage, a finished basement, a new bathroom, a deck, the electrical, the plumbing, is supposed to be permitted and inspected by the city or county. That paper trail is the proof the work was done legally and done to code. And a shocking amount of the pretty work you fall in love with on a tour was never permitted at all. That is what we call unpermitted work. And if you buy the house, you do not just buy the room. You buy the problem. So first, let me show you what unpermitted work actually looks like, because it is almost never labeled. It is the garage that has been turned into a bedroom or a rental unit, with drywall and carpet where the cars used to go. It is the basement that got finished into a living space. It is the primary suite or the sunroom added onto the back. It is the second bathroom that appeared where there was only supposed to be a closet. And it is the wiring and the plumbing behind all of it, done by somebody who may or may not have known what they were doing. Here is why sellers, and especially flippers, skip the permits. Permits cost money, they take time, they invite an inspector into the project, and they can raise the property taxes because now the house officially has more legal square footage. So the person trying to make the most money on a fast flip has every incentive to just do the work quietly and hope nobody asks. Now, let me show you the 4 ways that quiet decision becomes your very loud, very expensive problem. The first way is the one that sounds almost unbelievable until it happens to someone. The city can make you tear it out. If the local building department finds out about unpermitted work, they can require you to get a retroactive permit, pay fines, bring the whole thing up to today's code, and in the worst case, remove the work entirely. And here is the part that matters. Once you own the house, that is your bill, not the seller's. How do they find out? A neighbor files a complaint. Or you pull a permit later to do your own project, and the inspector walks in and sees a bedroom where the records say there is a garage. Or, and this is the common one, you go to sell years later, and the next buyer's lender digs into the history. It can stay quiet for years, and then land on the person holding the house, which by then is you. The second way is your insurance. This is the one that scares me the most, because it hits you on your worst day. If you have a claim, a fire, a flood, water damage, and it traces back to an unpermitted area, the insurance company can deny that claim on the grounds that the work was never done to code. Picture DIY wiring in that finished basement, starting a fire, or the plumbing in that unpermitted bathroom letting go and flooding the house, and then picture the adjuster finding out there was never a permit. That claim can be denied. And if the insurer simply discovers the unpermitted work on its own, they can raise your premium, cut your coverage, or cancel the policy altogether. You can be paying for insurance that quietly will not cover the very room most likely to cause the problem. The third way is the money. Even if nothing ever goes wrong, when you buy, an appraiser decides what the house is worth. And here is what most buyers do not know. If that converted garage or finished basement or addition is not in the county records, the appraiser usually cannot count that square footage toward the value. So you might be paying a full price that includes 1,000 extra square feet, while the appraisal only recognizes the part that is on the books. You are paying for space that, on paper, does not legally exist. And it does not just cost you at the closing table. It comes back around when you try to sell, because your buyer is going to run into the exact same wall you are learning about right now. The fourth way is the one that ruins a plan. A lot of people buy a house specifically because it has that converted garage or basement apartment they intend to rent out for income to help cover the mortgage. If that unit was never permitted, you may not be legally allowed to rent it at all. No certificate of occupancy for that space means the income you were counting on can evaporate the moment the city or a tenant complaint gets involved. The whole reason you bought the house can turn out to be the illegal part. So those are the stakes. Now here is the good news, and it is the reason I wanted to make this video. You can catch all of it before you ever make an offer, and it costs you almost nothing. Here is exactly how to check the one thing. Step 1. Look up the permit history. Call or search the local building department for the city or county the house is in. More and more of them let you search permits online, right by the property address. Pull up every permit ever issued for that house. Step 2. Compare the paper to the house. Walk the record against what you actually saw. The records say 3 bedrooms, but you toured 4. The records show a 2-car garage, but you walked through a bedroom back there. The records have no deck, but there is a big deck off the kitchen. Every one of those mismatches is a permit that may be missing. Pay special attention to anything that looks freshly finished, because new work with no matching permit is the biggest flag of all. Step 3. Ask for the proof directly. Ask the seller, in writing, for the permits and the final inspection sign-offs on any addition, conversion, or major system. If the answer is a shrug, the previous owner did it, or it was just cosmetic, treat that as your answer. And here is the insider tell that catches a lot of it. Compare the county tax record, the official bed and bath count and square footage, against what is physically in the house. When the tax record and the walkthrough do not match, somebody built something the county does not know about. Now, finding unpermitted work does not always mean you run. It means you have leverage, and this is how you use it. You have 3 moves. 1. You require the seller to pull the permits and legalize the work before closing, at their cost. 2. You agree on a price reduction big enough to cover getting it permitted yourself, and understand that legalizing something like a garage conversion can run anywhere from a couple $1,000s to $20,000 or more, often at double the normal permit fee as a penalty, plus whatever it takes to bring it up to code. Or 3. If the seller will not budge and the number is ugly, you walk, and you thank the permit search for saving you. Whatever you do, make your offer contingent on it so you can back out clean and get the agreement in writing. So here is the whole thing in one sentence. A renovation is only worth something if it was legal, and the only way to know is to check the paper, not just the paint. The finishes are designed to make you feel safe. The permit history tells you whether you actually are. 10 minutes with the building department before you make an offer can save you from inheriting a stranger's shortcut and paying for it for years. If this saved you from a beautiful, expensive mistake, subscribe, because I break down a new real estate red flag every week, the things I learned on the inside that buyers are never told, and send this to anyone you know who is about to fall in love with a flip. It is exactly the kind of thing you only wish someone had told you before you signed. I will see you in the next one.